What is going on, my peoples, and my plant peoples? So I got a pretty good one for you today. Pretty much what I'm going to be doing is this is the emergency. So we're about to get into it right now. I'm gonna go ahead and move these things out the way, and we're gonna go one by one. But yeah, welcome. And yeah, let's get into it. So we are back in my jungle. I got some plants, of course, that I got to like rehab, so I'm calling this a 911. Got some plants that's down bad, got some plants that I want to check on again. So that's what we're here to do today. I'm gonna go ahead and get to it. Hopefully y'all are doing good out there. So I just got 4 plants that I want to kind of do. In some of my next couple videos, I'm gonna be kind of just going back and looking at plants and seeing how it's looking and things like that. So that's kind of what this is right here. If you can't remember this, I got this plant maybe about 2 months ago. You can see that right now it is down bad. We down to 1 leaf. This is the Philodendron corrugatum. So the good and the bad about this, it's still a beautiful plant. I still love it or whatnot. The only thing that's bad about it is that well, it's a very thirsty plant, and I still have it in the container that I bought it in when I bought it from Ecuador or whatnot. And yeah, and this plant topples over a lot, probably because it's Spagmoss and the leaf is like really big. So I'm ready to chop this one up. It's still a healthy chunk because I can actually see apical buds coming out. Apical buds are pretty much plants, or where if I chop this off, or if it were to fall in like in the forest or anything like that, it will still just grow. So what I want to do is actually go ahead and just chop it back and then repot it. And I think that's pretty much what I'm going to do with this one right here. So one of the first things I want to do is go ahead and get rid of the Spagnoss moss on here, and we can pretty much look at how it's been growing as far as with this Spagnoss moss. So I did this Spagnoss moss cup with a few of my plants, so you're going to be able to see. I guess I'll scoot up just a little bit so you can see it. So you're going to be able to see, and these are the cups that I'm going to use to put it in. But you're going to be able to see pretty much how this Spagnoss moss has grown around it or whatnot. I don't think that this is a climber, at least from my understanding. I'm not exactly sure how this grows, so I haven't did much of my research that I probably need to do. But I know, at least from my experience, that this plant definitely is a thirsty plant for sure. Either it's a thirsty plant or the soil that it was in was just not that good. So right now we're gonna check it out. I did water this, I believe, yesterday. So now we're just pretty much opening this up for the first time and seeing what's going on with these roots. It's looking real healthy. I'm trying to collect all the Spagnoss moss and put it in here because I'm definitely going to reuse this Spagnoss moss. I hate to buy new Spagnoss moss, so that's what I'm doing right now. It looks like there's definitely some roots on here for sure. If you're from the south side, you say roots. I'm from Florida, we say roots. I got some people in Florida that say roots too. But yeah, so that is actually looking really good. If you can kind of see it, let me try to get a little bit of this, a little bit more of the Spagnoss moss on there. I know a lot of people don't like to use Spagnoss moss. Some people will have used tree fern fiber. I don't think I had any at the time, or I don't have a lot of it. So it was one or the other. I do have a little bit, but it's not enough to do like the amount of plants that I did. I think I did about five different plants. I think I did like my Patriciae. I think I did my golden dragon and things like that. So I kind of want to do my Monstera albo because it's not looking the best. That one will come up pretty soon. But yeah, so this is the roots that we have. So we can definitely chop this back and repot it. So what I actually want to do is, I'm thinking I'll put it in, I'll get this cup here, put some leca on the bottom, and then put some soil in there, because I see an apical bud already about to grow, which is going to be good. So I see one, if you can see it right there. So I see something that's going to have potential. Oh no, I showed you the wrong side. That's it right there. Get my face out of it right there. So that's going to be good. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and chop it back right here. I have already cleaned it off. You see I got my Clorox wipe. Chop it off right above the apical bud. Boom, just like that. What does it smell like? I like to smell when I chop it, because a lot of plants smell like they smell like pepper, which I always find to be so interesting. So we have a plant here, and y'all know I like to divide plants, so that makes me feel good. I throw this on the floor, clean that up later. You know what I'm saying? It's always a job to do afterwards. If you're a plant person, just go ahead and chalk it up to the game. So I'm gonna pretty much put leca at the bottom of this right here. And yeah, so what I'm gonna do with this one right here is pretty much the same thing. This one's gonna topple over because it's pretty heavy. I guess I can go ahead and drop in some leca. So I already like pre-washed some stuff right here. So let me go ahead and move this Spagnoss moss out the way. Put some of this in there. Probably about right there. And then the rest, I'm gonna use soil. So I have a mix that pretty much has a little bit of everything in there, even soil. So I have like orchid bark, reptile bark or whatnot, some sphagnum moss, some perlite, like big perlite pieces or whatnot, charcoal, got some leca in there. So I got a little bit of everything in there. So this will be good because it's more water retentive. So it's gonna help. It's gonna help stay moist, as well as the leca down at the bottom. So, and then I want to keep it in this cup right here, because of course I could transfer it out of here at any time. But I want to keep it in this right here, just because it'll save me space, and I want to put it back in my IKEA greenhouse. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then there's some other roots and stuff like that that I'm covering up, so it's gonna be good. So we have our first propagation. I'm really excited about it. I'm gonna put this down here because I don't want it to topple over. Put my soil, I guess I put my soil back over here. So it's just a chunky soil ultimately. I put the tag back in there. And where is the bottom? So this is the bottom here. I'm go ahead and take out the sphagnum moss, because once I take out the soil, it's probably gonna get a little messy. And even if this soil isn't bad, right? So what I could do is just put like leca in there, just to make sure it stays moist. And I won't even have to like really mess with the aerial roots, because then they'll just grow into the next median, you know what I mean? I'll mess with it just a little bit, not too much. Yeah, so I'll give it a nice little, especially at the bottom. But this is definitely soil in here. Some perlite, look like it has some osmocote in here. So I hope everybody is doing good. I hope everybody is doing great. I'm doing good. I'm great. I'm ahead of the game on my videos, so at the same time I can rest up. I'm trying to do some videos in advance, so yeah, that's gonna help me out in the long run. Just trying to get these roots to just move around so that they can pretty much regrow where they want to go or whatnot. I'm not going to chop anything back, and this is a really good chunk, to tell you the truth, because once this grow, I can actually chop it back again to grow another one or whatnot. It's definitely like the roots, the leaves definitely going like the leaves are definitely gonna be small at first, but like it'll still be great. Yeah, these roots are still good, so yeah. I like that. Okay, so it's like bad weave, like real bad weave, but we liking that. So what we're gonna do again, go back to the leca. And I'm not gonna put that much leca in there. Probably won't even put that much. What ultimately I put the leca in there for is just ultimately just for like why do I do it? I do it just for just kind of like a bottom, like a reservoir. But you know what? I feel like this is too small for the amount of roots that's in here. And I see a container that has pretty much the same kind of medium. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this out real quick. Like, I really wanted it to be a little bit smaller, but it doesn't seem like that's what's gonna work, at least right here. So we're doing some improv. Here we go, I got this container. Roots, yeah, that's good. I like that. And then I'll clean it off a little bit later. So now I'm just building around it. Yeah, we getting real dirty today. We definitely getting down and dirty today. So I kind of want to make sure I use all this soil and pack it around here. So I wasn't really using, well, I wasn't at all using that container. So I think I actually took a plant out of there. I had it on the heat moss, what that thing called? A heat mat. I had it on a heat mat for the purpose of drying it out. So I don't need to dry it out right now. So it's gonna be good. Let me, well, I kind of wanted it to look a little bit not so messy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some non-Aroid mix on there. You know how like landscapers will put just something on top to make it look a little bit more clean? That's ultimately what I'm doing right here. Let me grab my little towel. I always got my little gray towel on me because this stuff can get real messy real quick. So I really want to sit up like this right here, because the way that you allow it to grow, that's the way it is gonna grow. So yeah, I don't even know where to put this at. There we go. So now I'm just cleaning it off like a real parent, you know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna water that later, but we are looking good on that one. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So it actually got some water in there too, so I won't really too much bother with that one. But so now we got that there, and that's gonna produce me a new little leaf. So I'm pretty excited about that. Go ahead and put this soil over here back in this pot. Go ahead and shake the pot back up. Alright, bet that. So, now we have that one done. Let's go ahead and keep on rolling. I got everything near me, so this is gonna be real easy. So the next thing I want to do is my Alocasia. This should be the Regal Shield. And as you see, she is absolutely humongous. Bet. So, yeah, this plant has definitely outgrown this for sure. This is a IKEA. It's a Papaja cover. Papaja. So it's just kind of like a cover pot for it and whatnot. But as you kind of see, those roots are definitely grown in this little, probably like little takeout cup. So what I want to do, because it's growing so big and I'm not able to really water it or catch it all the time, I'm just going to repot it. I'm not really going to exactly mess with the roots on this one right here. I kind of just want to add leca to the bottom. So that's ultimately what I'm going to do. Like I said, the leca is just a reservoir. It looks like there's Spagnoum moss in here and perlite and leca. So I guess I'll just keep it just like that ultimately. Let me see. I think that Alocasias, and tell me if I'm wrong, I think Alocasias like to be, kind of in smaller pots. So I'm gonna just kind of keep that same energy with it. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of build around it here, just so it can be nice and stable. Yeah, get that in there, get in there, get in there. Yeah. And this leaf hasn't died off, so I'm not gonna mess with it. When it starts to like yellow and stuff like that, then I'll go ahead and I'll then take it down or whatnot. But for right now, it's still looking good, so. Oh no, almost lost a ball. That's the last thing you want to do is lose your balls, you know what I'm saying? You gotta keep your balls intact. So I'm just throwing down the leca along the side, trying to fit it everywhere that I can. And then what I end up doing is just throwing some Sphagnum moss around there. And this for sure will let me know that it has outgrown this right here, but it'll probably take some time because I've probably had this for at least a year or so. Like this big girl has definitely been with me for quite some time or whatnot. So now I'm gonna go ahead and use that same Sphagnum moss that I had before that's already pre-soaked and just make it not too tight because I don't want, well, I want the roots to be able to move around in there, you know what I mean? But I do want the plant to be stable. So that's the only thing I'm doing right now, is just making sure this is stable. So I'm liking how this is looking. I still see a little bits of opening. Let me grab something to guide it down there. My finger can't get in there. So put some leca like this, Sphagnum moss. and eventually it'll just fill itself in there. That's ultimately what I want to do. Yeah, get in there, get in there. Get in there, get in there. All right, all right, all right. That's where we at, that's where we at. And just throw some on top. Like we never stop. Can you go down low? I'm talking about low to the flow. Y'all know nothing about that. Okay, so this is looking good for me. I'm gonna put it back in the place in which it was, not right now, because I want to show the result of what everything looked like. But of course, let me go ahead and clean this off real quick. My little guiding stick. The rest of this I'm gonna put in my little all and everything little mix. But she is looking good in her new pot. She got some room to grow. And these leaves are getting bigger and freaking bigger. Look at that. Look at that. And then it got a little baby right here. So that's pretty exciting too. Got a little baby, so I'm not gonna mess with that. But yeah, she is ultimately looking really good right now. So I'm loving where she at. Move this. So bing, bong. She's doing real good. So now the next one I want to do is this right here. So correct me if I am wrong, right? I tried to look this plant up because I bought it a long time ago and I did not label it. And y'all know I'm bad for labeling, but I will say this was a long time ago. So forgive me for that. But this thing is like very leggy. Obviously it's, it looked like it just got runner. It's just trying to find something or whatnot. So what I need to do is just go ahead and cut this thing up and try to get it in a better place. Also, when I put this together, as you can see, there's leca here and then the sphagnum moss on here. What I should have did was put the sphagnum moss down here so it can be closer to the water. So whenever you are doing this sphagnum moss leca kind of mix or whatnot, yes, I understand like the leca is supposed to lactate the water upward, but if it's too high, it's not gonna reach it. So I didn't really realize that, and I've had this like this for quite some time. That's probably why it's leggy and it's kind of looking like this. I don't mind the damaged leaves because it actually gives it a kind of uniqueness, you know? So I'm definitely not upset at that because roots are still growing, if you can kind of see that or whatnot. So it's still growing, it's just that it's not functional, if that makes sense, right? So I want to make it more functional. So that's what I'm doing now. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and take this plant off of here. So that should be all the tape. Oh, okay. Look like some of the roots are growing in there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, because it's mostly sphagnum moss, because it's mostly leca, I'm gonna go ahead and just take this out like this. Yeah, just like I thought it would. Okay, so, and I'm gonna go ahead and just take these roots out of here. I'm sure more will grow. And then you can tell like this sphagnum moss ain't got no type of water on it. So what I'm gonna do is, yeah, I guess I'm gonna take all of this off of here as much as I can, I guess. Cause I would actually like to keep it in the same container, which I think I'm gonna go ahead and do. I don't see why I should not. So let me see. I'm gonna pour water in here. Boom, just like that, just like that. Let me get my leca up out here. Stop playing with me. Okay, so boom. Now we have this container here. Let me go ahead and clean you up, sir. Because it definitely has some kind of algae buildup in here. So this is definitely my all-in-one rag. I wash this rag a lot. So I don't even know where I got this rag from, to tell you the truth. What do I want to do with this? So I would like to put it back on the Sphagnum moss pole, but what I want to do is make sure that, and then this is really dry, so that's really bad for business too. So what I should do is go ahead and put this in there, take this Sphagnum moss out because it is not wet, put new Sphagnum moss in there that is wet, and then repole it up. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. So this should be pretty easy. Just go ahead and push this stuff out of here. Well, I guess I'll just open up the backside. No, what can I do? Let me see. Do I got a bigger stick? Yeah. Go ahead and get this up out of there. Yeah, there we go. And then for sure, I'm just gonna reuse that Sphagnum moss there. I would rather me use wet Sphagnum moss to start it off, as opposed to putting Sphagnum moss that needs to be wet in there. And the reason why is because it'll take all the water from the pot, and yeah, there we go. So it'll take all the water from the pot, and that means I may have to like rehydrate it over and over more than I really want to. So I just kind of want to do better with that one. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with that. So do I still want it in this pot? I don't know. Because what I could do is put it in an orchid pot or one of Lex's pots. Because you know what? Let me chop it up first. Let me do that first. I'm gonna chop it up and then we're gonna look back at it. Let me grab my little wipes. Boom, just like that. So I'm gonna chop it down first. We're gonna see what the length is or where I'm leaving it at. Cause for sure, I'm pretty much gonna take all the leggy stuff and I'm just gonna remove it. Like, and this is crazy because it has 2 growth points, right? But yeah, I'm just gonna chop this back. So what I'm gonna do, and I already has some like Sphagnum moss over here. So what I'm gonna do is chop this up just like this, right? I know that there's a leaf on here, so what I'm gonna do is chop this back. Hopefully it lives. If it don't, you know, we good, because obviously we're about to come up right now. I don't know if that's gonna live. If it don't, I mean, we're gonna be great, right? So boom, I'm gonna put this just like this. So now I have this esmeraldense narrow, and if I'm wrong, just let me know. So I got this now in a propagation bottle, bitty. And then the rest of this is, yeah, the rest of that right there is definitely going into a propagation bin. So I'm gonna cut this right here. That's all gonna be propagation. I am going to, I'm gonna chop this one back to about, I think I cut my finger. I cut it, I'm not bleeding. That's cause I'm man. But no, let me make sure. Yeah, that look like that's coming off anyway. So let me just go ahead and chop that off. If anything grew out of that, this one just, that's not even wet stick. So the rest of this is gonna be wet stick. This right here is going to be propagation. So boom, wet both sides of that, or not wet it, but hit it with the powder. And the reason, of course, I hit it with the powder is because I don't want any like infections or anything like that. So I'm gonna put this one over here. So now I got those 2 plants there. And now I have this big boy right here. So what should I do, right? So I think, and there's a lot of things I can actually do. What I can do, like I said, I can put it back into that glass container, or I can put it into one of these kind of containers here and do maybe some, well, because these are water roots too. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. I can, well, I guess it does kind of matter, right? Always water, or once water, always water. Yeah, because these are really good water roots. So, I'm so undecided right now. Indecisive. Okay, so I'll keep it in water. What will happen later is I will use the other ones to do soil. So now I have some in leca and now I have some in soil. Okay, so especially with these right here, I'll cut these up later and divide those. I already had the Spagnomoss moss for that. So what I'll do, yeah, I actually just bought some IKEA pots. So I could, in fact, use one of these. So I got a 5-inch and a 4-inch, I believe that's what it is. Yeah, this is a 5, this is a 4. And I got these pots from Lex or whatnot. Yeah, I can use this 4. Okay. I'll use this 4. I'll use this again. So, boom, just like this right here. Put this at the bottom so I still have some room to grow. What I can do is go ahead and put this back on there. I feel like I want to take that one off too because it's kind of like messing up my feng shui. It is messing up my feng shui. So let me go ahead and lock this in. I'm gonna go ahead and just lock these in right here. And then I'll double back and chop that one down. Because I want it to be even. And I also want it, I want it to be even. And I also want it to be kind of leveled out. I'm gonna chop it back. Is there a growth point over here? Yeah, there is. There's a growth point right in the back. So, okay. I'm gonna chop that back about right there. Let me go ahead and hit it with the baby powder on both ends. Go ahead and put some of that right here. Okay. Okay. So now I can put both of those in soil. So now I got those plants there, right? So I always gotta move this because I am known for like knocking stuff over. So boom, I have this now, right? Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 leaves. I see some apical buds that can grow. What I'm gonna do now is put this in here. So I also want to put some down in here. Booyah, booyah. Okay, we still looking good. So now I have it in here, right? So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put this in that water that I just used, or that I just poured out. If you can remember the water that was in there, right? I'm just using that to rehydrate this one, but I don't got time to sit there and wait for it to hydrate itself. I still have this right here, and then I also have this Spagnomoss moss here, same Spagnomoss moss. This is the Spagnomoss moss that I've been getting from like the that I've been getting from you know, tropicals and stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is stuff this down here. Well, I guess I'm letting it slide, but you know. So this is orchid mix that this is my soil mix. So I'm going to use that for these 2 propagations here. All right, so now we chop that plant up, and it is now in here. We now have this in here, and then now I have this little one right here. I'm gonna wait till, of course, this one dries out, just like the rest of them, to go ahead and put some water on it. So the sticks, what I'm gonna do is I have this Chick-fil-A container. Ultimately, it just has, it just pretty much just has Spagmoss on there. So what I'm gonna do right now is just go ahead and cut them up, and I'm gonna just leave them just like that. I don't usually use a lot of the end pieces, just because when I pot it up, I don't want it to have long sticks. So I usually do small sticks. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw some music on, do this real quick, and I'll come back to you. So boom, now we have our esmeraldense in our container, and that's gonna be it, just like that. And I'll just put it over here where my other propagations are. I probably won't even have to open this up, maybe put a couple holes at the top, and I'm just gonna leave it just like that. So now we on to our next plant. So now with this big one right here, what I want to do is pretty much just take it out. When I first put it in here, I just put leca at the bottom. I didn't move any of the soil out of there, and I just put leca on top. So what I want to do now is go ahead and just go ahead and kind of check it out, really. So I'll take out, this could be a pretty big one too right here, right? So I'm pretty much going to take out this whole thing here and maybe move the roots around just a little bit, and then I'm going to pretty much put it back in leca. I probably won't leave the sphagnum moss how it is, of course, because I'm going to move it all the way out of it or whatnot, because at this point it should now have soil roots or water roots. But yeah, I want to kind of check that out, so let's do that right now. Do I exactly have to do this? Of course not. but I just want to figure it out, or I just want to check it out. It's just been bothering me just a little bit. Ooh. Look at that. And when I bought it, it said that it was pretty much a Columbia. No, it said that it was a, what did it say it was? Now I can't even remember. But yeah, I think that this was supposed to be a Columbia. But as I kind of like look at the leaves, it looked more platinum than anything else. So I'm still unsure about it, but yeah. So let me take apart this right here, and then I'm gonna get back to y'all. Okay, so this is probably as much as it's gonna give me, but if you kind of see, a lot of those roots were pretty much in just really tangled up, you know. So at this point now, I'm hoping, right, essentially that I'm helping this plant out by giving it some more space to grow. So what I was thinking was, as I'm doing this, is I like the mix in which it was, right? So what I'm going to do is keep it in the leca, right? And of course build Spagnomoss moss around it and just kind of keep it like it was. The only difference is now the roots are not in kind of like that depth plug type of feel. That's how I kind of felt like it was. And as you kind of see, there is a really big chunk right there, right? So around that was just roots, and it looked like they were kind of like tangled up. That was the hardest part of taking this apart. So that's essentially what I did here. That was the mission. I feel like I completed that mission. So now it's time to go ahead and repot this up. So yeah, let's do it. So we still have our container here. So I'm still gonna keep pretty much that same length there. Let me see what I can do. So I like that. So what I'm gonna now do is just go ahead and put the Spagnomoss moss around it. All right, so we are done. We are complete. We are finished. So I got a chance to repot my Alocasia regal, my Philodendron corrugatum. I'm believing this is the esmeraldense, like a skinny, like a narrow or whatnot. And then guapo, whether it's a platinum or whatever it want to be. Yeah, so I feel real good about it. Now I can replace these things, and I'm definitely gonna keep y'all updated on anything. If you want to know about anything that I talked about, definitely drop it down in the comment. I love to talk to y'all down there. You know what I'm saying? I try to make sure I get to everybody. If I have not, forgive my busyness. I apologize, and I get to you eventually. You can always hit me up on my Instagram, University of Jamon. Definitely like, subscribe, follow. I appreciate the fam coming out. And as always, love, peace, and plants.